Hello everyone, welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. My name is Joseph. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out this video. Please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, or hit the thumbs down if you don't. It will really help me out to get this video to more viewers like you. Also, if you enjoy the contents of this channel, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and feel free to share this content. With that said, let's get started. So for today, we'll be taking on this combo suggested by the new Battle Styles Player's Guide, Eternal Bat-ness of the Darkness kind. So for science, we'll explore this recommended combo. So let's take a look at these new cards. Golbat has 80 HP with the ability Discreet Draw. If you evolve into this from your hand, you can draw 2 cards. And then we also have Crobat. It has 130 HP with the ability Drastic Draw. If you evolve into this from your hand, you can draw 3 cards. So between Golbat and Crobat, you can draw 5 cards within 2 turns. What's nice about this is that you can use Scoop Up Net to take them out from play, and then if you have a few Zubats or Golbats set up in your bench already, you can reuse their abilities a few times in a single turn if you're able to evolve into them again. If you're looking into a more budget-friendly deck list to play Eternatus VMAX, this Crobat line could be just what you need. However, after playing a few games where I rely solely on the drawing engine of the new Crobat line, I gotta admit it's very inconsistent. But it is doable, but not well against tier 1 decks. I tried playing a 4-4-2 line of Crobat, but because it was so inconsistent, I changed it to 3-3-2 line instead, and replaced it with 2 copies of Crobat V with the Dark Acid ability, for that extra drawing power. I'm actually amazed at how well Golbat, Crobat, and Crobat V work well together. But even with the inclusion of the Crobat V, it's still a little more budget friendly. But what's good about having this Crobat is that you will not have any huge liability sitting around in your bench because it only gives up 1 prize card. You can play it a little bit safe by not adding Crobat V, but you'll sacrifice consistency. And also, since it is a stage 2 line, you do give up so much space in your deck. Since I tried to keep this build as budget friendly as possible, I will only be using a 2-2 line of Eternatus VMAX. Eternatus VMAX has the ability Eternal Zone. It basically expands your bench space, so you can bench up to 8 Pokemon as long as they are all Dark type. And this is important because its attack relies on how many Dark type Pokemon you have in play. For 1 Dark and 1 Colorless energy, Dread End will deal 30 damage times the number of Dark Pokemon you have in play. So with 8 Pokemon in the bench and 1 in the active, you'll be doing a maximum of 270 damage. I did try to limit my build to only consist mostly 1 prizers, so I'll be using a 2-2 line of Galarian Weezing as well. It has the ability Neutralizing Gas, which shuts off all abilities from all of your opponent's Pokemon. And it has the attack Severe Poison. For 1 Dark Energy, it will poison your opponent's active, and it will deal 4 poison damage between checkup. It's worth noting that I am using the Shining Fates Coughing with the Ascension attack. For just 1 Dark Energy, it allows you to evolve into Galarian Weezing. So during your opponent's turn, they will not be able to use any abilities at all, which is really good for disrupting your opponent. I also have 2 copies of Hoopa with the attack Assault Gate. For just 1 Dark Energy, it will do 90 damage. But this attack will actually do nothing unless you switch this Pokemon from your bench to the active first. It's kind of a weird attack condition, but it's nothing we can't work around. And finally, I have 1 copy of Zigzagoon with the ability Headbutt Tantrum. As for the item cards, I have 2 Great Balls, 3 Level Balls, which is actually really good for searching your Zubat or even Golbat since they have 90 HP or below. 1 Ordinary Rod, 3 Pokemon Communication, 2 Quick Balls, 2 Scoop Up Nets, 4 Switch, 2 Dark City Stadium, which gives our basic Pokemon free retreats, and 2 copies of EXP Share. And it's a really good addition to this deck because if your opponent knocks out one of your Pokemon in the active and it has a basic energy card attached to it, you can put one of those energy to the Pokemon this card is attached to. Use this to help energize Eternatus VMAX. As for support, I have Boss's Orders, 2 Marnies, 1 Phoebe because this is really good against Pokemon that is immune to VMAX attacks. It basically turns off any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. As long as your active Pokemon is a VMAX, then your attack will be unhindered by their abilities. And finally, 2 Professor's Research. As for energy, I have 2 Capture Energy, search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it straight to your bench. I also have 2 Hiding Energy, 1 Weakness Guard Energy if we end up fighting against fighting types, and 6 Basic Dark Energy. Can this Crobat substitute compare with tier 1 decks? We'll find out. And that's pretty much it. My most optimal deck list will be in the description below. But enough talk, let's see some gameplay. Alright, we win the coin flip and we are going first. So I'm gonna try out a few matches that doesn't have Crobat V in the deck and see how it fares. So we're starting off with our coughing. We have Zubat. We need that right away so that we can start our engine for drawing cards. So we're just gonna put that energy on coughing. That way, in our next turn, we can use Ascension and we already have Galarian Wheezing in our hand, so we could just evolve it. And this Lapras requires a lot of energy, and it puts energy. It takes off energy from our active Pokemon. So they're gonna be using the Frostmoth engine. So this is a good way to disrupt their strategy by putting Galarian Wheezing in the active. So we'll just evolve into that. That's gonna stop Gormandize and potentially stop Frostmoth. And I'm just gonna Marnie here. That'll disrupt their hand. We get another Zubat. So we'll just put that on the bench. I'm just gonna Severe Poison. And you know, Snorlax is pretty hard to get out of the active, so we could get an easy KO off of that. Alright, so we are up against an Inteleon VMAX deck. So with the Frostmoth, they can easily energize. Okay, and they are using hammers. I'm glad that didn't do anything. So they're using Telescopic Sight. And you know what's nice about using just the Crobat is that Telescopic Sight is not going to affect our bench that much because we're not using a lot of V or VMAX or GX Pokemon. So only Eternatus VMAX is the one that's going to affected by that Telescopic Sight. So we finally get a Golbat off of that Marnie. This will draw us 2 cards. And I can use Level Ball to get another Golbat. And evolve this so we can draw another 2 cards. We'll have to use the Quick Ball, I think, so we can start setting up our Eternatus VMAX line. So we do... Unfortunately, we only have one Eternatus V. Let's see. We have 5 energies. And we still have 1 EXP share. So let's take that Eternatus V, put that on the bench. We will put this EXP share on it, energize it with the Horror Energy, and we're just gonna pass. And if they don't get the Snorlax out of the active, it'll just get knocked out. But so far with Galarian Wheezing in the active, they won't be able to accelerate energy on Inteleon that quickly. And there's no way for them to draw cards unless they use a support card, because we have Snorlax. Alright, so they get Professor's Research anyways. So for our next turn, we can put our Dark City in play, and then we can probably use Professor's Research to draw more. Okay, so with the Air Balloon and 1 energy, they can retreat. Okay. There's our return to this VMAX. So we'll just evolve so we can get more in our bench. Play Dark City. And I will just use Professor's Research here. We do get a Zigzagoon, okay. Maybe we can put it on Inteleon VMAX. Every bit of damage does make a difference, so... Oh, you know what? We could have just used it on Snorlax. But that's fine. I'm just gonna use Scoop Up Net to get this Golbat. So we can evolve next turn and draw 2 cards. So I am kind of torn between using Cheryl, because if our Eternatus VMAX receives a lot of damage, it has EXP share, so when I use Cheryl, it heals it fully, even if it's not energized, and our opponent KOs one of our Pokemon with basic energy. The energy just goes to Eternatus VMAX. So that was my idea, or thinking of including Cheryl in this build. But at the same time, when I do encounter ADP with Zamazenta, it makes me want to use Phoebe instead, so I don't have to worry about the ability that prevents attack damage from our Eternatus VMAX. So it's up to you, I guess, which one you prefer. Cheryl does work in this build, but Phoebe works well as well. So we're just gonna use Golbat. We draw 2 cards. I'm just gonna use another level ball here. We could set up another line of Zubat, but you know what? I think I'm just gonna use Coughing because it does disrupt our opponent. I'm gonna use Great Ball, and we do get a Golbat anyway. So, well, we need a Zubat. I think I'll just leave it at that. Use Crobat here to draw 3 cards, and we get the Golbat anyways. Should have just gotten it. I don't want to discard any of this. So I'm not sure if I want to use Professor's Research. Instead, I'm just gonna use Boss's Order so I can add more chip damage to this Inteleon, and I'll poison with Weezing, and then I'll energize. I'll energize Crobat, because Crobat can attack for 100 damage. But for now, I'm gonna poison Inteleon VMAX here, and that puts it in range of Eternatus VMAX to KO, knock it out. So even if they retreat here, Eternatus VMAX can knock it out with a full bench. So we just need one more basic. Okay, so they're gonna decide to just attack. They'll knock out our Weezing, but that gives our Eternatus VMAX 1 energy. So, and we will survive with 2 more attacks from Inteleon, because Inteleon doesn't really do that much damage. But we do need, I think, one more Pokemon on our bench to knock it out. So I'm just gonna use this Pokemon communication. I'm gonna get the Zubat so that I can put it on the bench, and I'll energize Coughing here, and I'll use Professor's Research. Great Ball. We get a Golbat, and I'm just gonna attack. So 240 knocks it out. Either way, with that poison, it would not have survived anyways. So that gets us 3 price cards. We get another Golbat. So you know what? With a 4-4-2 line of Crobat, it's actually not too bad. But I can see us getting stuck, because if you don't have any evolution for Zubat or Golbat, you get stuck. And even if you scoop up net, you can't evolve it that same turn. So I mean, you know what? It's a lesser of 2 evils, because Crobat V, you can only use 1 Dark Acid ability per turn. So you can't really use 2 Crobat Vs in the same turn. So I guess the same principle applies. And what's nice about this Crobat is that it's not limited to only 6 cards in your hand. You just basically draw Golbat, you just draw 2 cards, and then Crobat, you draw 3 cards, regardless of how many cards you have in your hand. So they're gonna switch our Koopa in the active. We do have switch, so we don't really care. And we can survive an attack from Inteleon, but we don't really need to receive. There's no need for us to receive big damage from Inteleon by putting our Eternatus VMAX in the active. So I'm just gonna continue to evolve Golbat Crobat, keep drawing cards that'll get us a lot more options. And that's what's nice about this Crobat, Crobat and Golbat, is you just keep drawing cards. So with the ordinary rod, we get 2 of them back in our deck, so that we can have a full bench. And what we could do is just probably attack with Hoopa. I can switch this one into the active, and we can knock out Snorlax. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. There's no need for us to again receive damage. Eternatus VMAX receiving 160 damage from Inteleon VMAX. So I'm just gonna Assault Gate here for the knockout. So we just need 2 more prize card after this, and we get Eternatus V. So even if they knock out our VMAX, that's gonna give them 3 prize card, but they're gonna have to go through another line of Eternatus VMAX once we set it up. Alright, so their Inteleon VMAX is now fully energized, and it cannot knock out our Hoopa, but again, they're only gonna receive 1 prize card. Okay, they're gonna Marnie. I mean, we have 7 cards left in our deck. Alright, okay. There's the EXP share. And that knocks it out. Yeah, well, let's just put that energy on our Eternatus. Maybe they have Crushing Hammer. We don't know. Maybe that will protect it. Yeah, you know what? I've been finding out that EXP share is really good with this Eternatus, with Eternatus VMAX builds, because that prevents your opponent from taking away a lot of your energies. So I'm gonna set up Eternatus V, the second one, put EXP share on it, evolve into Golbat to draw us 2 cards, and I can use Scoop Up Net here, take this one down, set up Zubat, and then we can evolve this other Golbat, and then we can draw an extra 3 cards. So their drawing engine is actually pretty cool. I gotta admit. Let's replace their stadium with ours, and I'm just gonna hold on. 190 should be fine. Severe poison. So we're gonna do some chip damage here. If they don't retreat it, it'll do 80 damage, and then we can just knock it out with our Eternatus VMAX in the next turn. And we have a Zubat all prepped up, and we can just evolve into Golbat. That will draw us 2 cards, and we only have 6 cards left in our deck, so we'll definitely get what we need, our energies, so we can attack. We can even evolve the other Eternatus VMAX, energize it, and then we can just win. Knock out this Inteleon V, actually. Okay, they're just gonna Snipe Shot, but that's not gonna do much good. So I think this is gonna be it. We'll just evolve into Eternatus VMAX here, energize it. We do have a switch in our hand. Let's evolve into Golbat, draw 2 more cards. Yeah, 2 more energies. There it is. So we got this. Just switch Eternatus VMAX in the active, Dread End, to get our last 2 prize cards for the win. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so we win the coin flip here. Yeah, we're gonna go first. We're playing against the grass type, I guess. Let's put Eternatus V in the active, and we'll put Zubat in the bench. Okay, we are up against ADP. Zubat goes into the bench. We can use this to get a Golbat, so we can draw in our next turn. I'm just gonna put this EXP share on Eternatus VMAX. So I intently put the EXP share to be used on Eternatus VMAX line. So even if your opponent knocks out one of your one prizers, you know, any basic energy from it goes to Eternatus VMAX, so that it can deal a big blow on it, or a big damage instead, when all energies is all set up onto it. I have been playing a few games with this particular deck. It is a little inconsistent in my opinion. So let's say, for example, the setup we have now. You have 2 Zubats, yes, but sometimes when you don't have the right cards and you can't evolve it, then you get stuck. And you do sacrifice a lot of cards in your deck because you do have to fill up that Crobat line. So we'll just use Level Ball here, get another Golbat to evolve, so we can draw 2 more cards. We can put the Zubat in the bench, and we can chip damage ADP, so that we can be in that 270 range, so we can knock it out. We do have an Eternatus VMAX, but unfortunately, we can add 2 more basics in our bench, and we can probably get 1 more off of this Level Ball, but that's where it ends, I think, because we can't use any more support cards. Yeah, we already have Coughing, so I'm just gonna use another Zubat, and I'm just gonna use Scoop Up Net, scoop one of these up so we can evolve in the next turn, and I'm gonna save EXP share for our next Eternatus, and I'm just gonna deal 240 damage, which is not bad. Even if they do end up using Altered Creation, we can knock it out, so they won't be able to energize their Zacian Vs in the bench. So at least, you know, with that speed that we got by means of this, we were able to get ahead of our opponent. Alright, they do Altered Creation. Fortunately for us, we can we get another Golbat, so we can draw 4 here. Let's evolve another Golbat to draw another 2 cards. Okay, let's use Pokemon Communication and get a Crobat. We can evolve this so we can draw 3 cards. Okay. I'm thinking of just knocking out this ADP with one of our single prizers. We have a... I'm just gonna leave it in the deck for now. I'm gonna play this stadium, Dark City Stadium, because if we Marnie, I don't want that Eternatus VMAX in the bottom. So I'm just gonna use Quick Ball, get the other Eternatus V, put this EXP share on it, and I'm just gonna wait. Hold on. Let's switch Hoopa first. I'm sure we're gonna get an energy here. Okay, perfect. So we can even evolve into Galarian Weezing. Put the energy there. Attack for Assault Gate, knocking out ADP, and we will not receive huge damage from ADP. From Zacian V, if they do end up energizing it this turn, because you know, with the Metal Saucer, they can get a lot of energies really fast. You know, with the ADP Zacian builds nowadays, they're really fast. So at least that's only gonna get them 2 prizes, and our Eternatus VMAX is safe in the bench. They're gonna Marnie, that means they can't boss, so we are good. And then our Eternatus VMAX can just knock out this Zacian V, because we do have Dark City. We can just retreat with our Hoopa. So it's looking good. We are looking good here. So I'm just gonna evolve into Golbat, draw 2 more cards, and we have Boss's Order. if we need to use it. It's right there. I'm just gonna retreat into Eternatus VMAX Dread End to knock out this Zacian V. Not too bad. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Crobat without Crobat V. It is a little inconsistent because you will get stuck. So that's the only thing. Alright. Our opponent scoops. Good game. Alright, so yeah, after playing a lot of games with just the single pricer Crobat, it's very difficult to really win consistently. Because like I mentioned before, you do get stuck when you don't find any evolutions, or you just can't evolve when you need to. So I do end up losing a lot of games, but it is a budget option if you don't have a Crobat V. But in this particular build, I am now using Crobat V along with the new Crobat from Battle Styles, which actually works out pretty well. So I'm just gonna energize Zubat here because if you didn't know, Crobat can attack with wing attack. For just 2 colorless energy, it can do 100 damage. So we are dealing with a 1 prizer Charizard, which can actually, you know, Crobat can make a difference. Maybe knock out 1 Charizard or something. So when we need to, without having to sacrifice our Eternatus VMAX, because Charizard does hit for a lot when they get all that Leon in the discard pile. It does hit a lot. So they pass it on to us. They won't be able to attack just yet. And I'm just gonna put Coughing in the bench, evolve into Golbat, so that will draw us 2 cards. And we do get a Crobat V, which is good. We just kind of have to thin out our hand a little bit here. What I could do is put Coughing in the active. You know what? No. We'll just thin out our deck. Put this energy on. Hold on. Let me put the basic energy, and then we'll use Crobat V. Okay, so that does get us an Eternatus VMAX, and we can use this level ball to get a Zubat to increase our chances of drawing more cards. And I'm just gonna retreat here, and I'll evolve into Eternatus VMAX. We should be safe. There should be no way for them to knock us out yet. And I'm just gonna use Ascension to evolve into Galarian Weezing, and that will prevent them from using Battle Sense. So if they don't have any cards on their hand, that will help them draw. Okay, they have Marnie. That's fine. But by using that, now they can't use Welder. So they'll have to put energy one at a time. Even their other Charizard won't be able to attack in the next turn. Alright, cool. So they don't have any Leons in the discard pile yet. So our Galarian Weezing actually survived, which is really cool. So with a Great Ball, we get a Hoopa. That's fine. That will add damage, increase our damage to Eternatus VMAX. And I'm just gonna target this Charizard in the bench. I'm just gonna use Severe Poison. First of all, Charizard has 3 retreat costs, so we won't be able to retreat that easily unless they have a switch, and it can't attack our Galarian Weezing. So we can do some serious damage with this poison. They're gonna Marnie, which actually helps us out because we have no cards in our hand. So that's what I mean with the Crobat. If you don't have the means to draw any more cards, you will get stuck like that. But so now we have a Quick Ball that actually helps us out to draw a Crobat V, so that we can get more cards really easy. You know, so I think the combination of Crobat and Crobat V is a little bit more consistent, and I think 3 3 of these bats working together is a lot better when you work with this Eternatus VMAX deck, in my opinion. So you have less Crobat Vs in the bench, but at the same time you have a lot of drawing capability with the help of the other with Golbat and Crobat. So I'm just gonna use Quick Ball here, get a Crobat V, put that in play, and then draw 4 cards off of that, which is really nice. Let's see, it has 80. You know what? Here, Golbat can actually attack. With Air Slash, it does 50 damage. You do discard 1 energy, but if we do attack with this Golbat now, it's not gonna knock out Charizard, but with that added poison, it will get knocked out after this after checkup. So we'll just discard that energy. You can always get it back with Ordinary Rod, and wouldn't you know it, Golbat actually takes a knockout for us today. That's unbelievable. Really cool. So shall we say that this is a good showcase of Golbat? But yeah, Crobat is actually really good too, because it has no retreat cost. So it's really good for putting in your active first in between turns. Let's say your Pokemon gets knocked out, just put Crobat in the active and you could just retreat easily with it. So that's one way you could do that. They're gonna Battle Sense. We have Boss's Order. I'm thinking of actually targeting the Charizard tag team on our opponent's bench. That'll get us 3 prize cards, but then again, if we leave this Charizard in the active, it's gonna do like 300 damage. So let's see. I think I'll just put Weezing in the active first. We can attack with Hoopa. Let's just use Pokemon Communication first, and we're gonna get Golbat, so we can draw 2 cards. See what we get. Yep. Okay, we got EXP share. Maybe we can attach it on Golbat. So if we do evolve it into Crobat, maybe we can attack for 100. So I'll just put this energy. We can get our other Eternatus V, and we do have the VMAX still, so we'll just do that. And let's see. You know what? I'll just go for it. So I'm just gonna Boss's Order. Hold on. See if we scoop up. I'm thinking of scooping up Galarian Weezing. Boss's Order this Charizard, and then we can promote Eternatus VMAX to knock it out. We get 3 prizes. Make sure we put this Coughing in the bench. Dreadnought for 270, get that knockout, 3 prizes. Unfortunately, we don't have any more Boss's Orders, because I do only have 2 in this build. So it is a little lackluster in terms of our build here, because again, the Crobat line does take up more space. So there's like pros and cons. There's less liability, but then again, it's still inconsistent. So I have to, in my opinion, I think having 1 or 2 Crobat Vs will help out with consistency. So with all that, with that Crobat line taking up a lot of space, you do have to kind of give up a lot of the other important cards. So you know, I'm kind of torn with this build, but I think if you're looking for a more budget friendly, and if you only have, let's say, 2 Crobat Vs, or even if you just have 1 and then you only have 2 Eternatus V or VMAX, you can definitely build a deck that is a little bit more competitive. You know, I mean, we just beat an ADP, so why not? Alright, so they do gust our Eternatus V, unfortunately, and they will knock it out with Charizard. So we'll just promote our other Eternatus VMAX, and we'll just knock this one out. And I don't think there's any way they can knock out our Eternatus VMAX. And they can't gust anything in our bench that will win them the game just yet. So just gonna add an energy on Galarian Weezing here, and I'm on Marnie. That will disrupt their hand as well. We do get a Crobat, so we can draw 3 extra cards. And we can attack actually with it even if we need to. But it's not gonna knock out their Charizard because Charizard is pretty bulky. We're just gonna use Great Ball here. Let's see, we can get another Golbat that will draw us 2 more cards. Yeah. Alright, we get a Coughing. Let's just put that in the bench. And I'm just gonna Dread End to knock this one out. And we do only need 1 more prize, so whatever they put in the active, we're gonna just take that out, and that will win us the game. I don't, if they have Vitality Band here, or like a Zigzagoon, I'm gonna be so sad because they can knock out. If they find a Leon, let's see. Wait, they have 3. Oh, okay, they just used Leon in the background. Okay, so that will be 330 damage. But if they have like a Zigzagoon to do that 1 chip damage, nope. Oh my gosh. So we do survive with 10 HP, and we will take this knockout for the win. Yeah, never underestimate Charizard builds. It is pretty dangerous because they do attack for a lot. So we'll take that last prize card for the win. GG. Alright, so our opponent's choosing who's gonna go first. Okay, they let us go first. That's fine. We have Coughing. That's definitely gonna go in the active. We can start disrupting their strategy right off the bat, or in the very beginning. Okay, they have an Yveltal, so we might be against a dark type deck. Just gonna use Great Ball. We do have Galarian Weezing already, so I could just get that. I mean, we can use Ascension anyways. I'll probably just use Pokemon Communication here. And let's see. I'll get an Eternatus V so I can use the Capture Energy while getting another basic Pokemon. And I'll use Zubat. I'll get Zubat in the bench. Because again, this whole video is based on showcasing the Golbat line, so our Golbat Crobat line. So we are up against an Eternatus VMAX deck. So let's see who has a better build. Oof, they are using Crushing Hammers though, which is kind of annoying. But we're just gonna have to deal with it. Hopefully that EXP share will come in handy later on. So using Dark City actually can probably assist our opponent, so I just gotta watch out for that. But they're gonna Marnie us, so that's fine. Let's see. Power Accelerator. And okay, they don't energize anyone. I think I'll just use Great Ball here for now. Can get a Golbat. Let's see. We have 4 cards. I could get an Eternatus VMAX too. I think I'll just do that. I'm gonna evolve into Eternatus VMAX. I'll energize Coughing for now. Maybe we can get an EXP share off of this. No, we don't. But we do get a Golbat, so we can still draw 2 cards. But we also have Pokemon Communication. We can you just evolve this for now. We still don't get anything. We have a Scoop Up Net. That will help us to draw 2 more cards in the next turn. Or actually, I can use Pokemon Communication to get a Weezing. But I'll just use Ascension. That way we can draw 2 cards in the next turn. Because if I use Professor's Research, we lose Ordinary Rod, which is sort of important. And Boss's Order. And we only have 2 copies of that. So I don't really want to give up a lot. But we are 9-10. Ooh, but this Hoopa will knock out our Weezing. All they need is that 1 energy. Which they will get because of the Professor's Research. Okay, that's too bad. Wait, okay, alright, I guess they don't have any energy. Okay, that's fine with me. Let's evolve into Golbat. Draw 2 cards, yes please. We get a Hoopa. And I'll start energizing our Eternatus VMAX. Do we need to use Ordinary Rod? I could use a lot more basic Pokemon. I don't know. I might be sacrificing too much if I use Professor's Research. Let's see. We can't use Ordinary Rod yet because we only have 1 energy in the discard pile. It's just gonna be a waste. So hold on. Let me just Boss's Order this guy. Severe Poison for 4 damage. That'll put it in a 300 HP. Even if they evolve into Eternatus VMAX, at least we'll only have to worry about 300 HP. Which is still a little bit a lot. It's still a lot, but a little bit a lot. Unbelievable. Yeah, 300 HP. That removes the poison, and they succeed in the hammer, and then they still take it away. Unfortunately, we don't have EXP share, so if they knock out our Weezing, we will lose that basic energy from it. Well, you can't have it all. We're gonna Professor's Research. They'll probably finally get their energy. But you know what? Galarian Weezing is helping us out because now they can't build their bench right now. They can knock out Weezing, but at least they're not able to build it just yet. And that could buy us some time. They still have a few more cards that they can play. They only used up 2 hammers. Okay, so that'll expand their bench again. Once we evolve into Crobat, we can just retreat, so that's why I put Golbat in the active. So let's draw 3 cards. We do have an EXP share now. I'll just put it there. Let's see, we can use Zigzagoon. You know what, let's just use Ordinary Rod. Get these 2 back in the deck, and these 2 energies back in the deck. I'm gonna put I'm just gonna use Pokemon Communication and get myself another Weezing line, because even if they charge up their bench with 8 Pokemon, once we even after we use like Ascension as an attack, it will force them to get rid of the rest of their bench. So I'm just gonna use Ascension here to Galarian Weezing, so that will again disable Eternatus VMAX ability. They can't use any Crobats or anything like that, so we should be okay. But Galarian Weezing is not. In our next turn, we might just have to use stupid hammers. Okay, that might have been just a waste. So we'll just put Crobat. Okay, this is not looking good for us. I may just have to use Professor's Research here. Unfortunately, we will be discarding all of that switch. And we have no choice. We do get another Eternatus V. Put another Zubat in the bench. We should still have yeah, you know what, I'll just put Coughing there. Energize. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to energize Eternatus VMAX. And I'll use Quick Ball to get a Crobat V. And again, this is why Crobat V is really good, I think, to combo with this regular Crobat. We'll evolve into Golbat, draw 2 more cards, use Great Ball, we get a Zigzagoon, and we can use Scoop Up Net. Yeah, let's scoop this Crobat. I'm just gonna put Coughing in the active. We can't evolve it anyways. At least in the next turn, we can start attacking with Eternatus V. Unfortunately, it still has 290 HP. We're just 20 damage short of knocking it out with our Eternatus VMAX in the next turn. Even with that Zigzagoon chip damage, and we're limited in our Scoop Up Net as well, so we can't really use it that much. So if they can't charge up their bench, we can use Marnie. Okay, they're gonna switch into Hoopa. Here's the Crushing Hammer. This should be the last one. Alright, cool. Stupid Crushing Hammer, man. I'm telling you, I don't like that Crushing Hammer. Yeah, so there goes our Weezing line. It's all gone. Can't get them back anymore. Yeah, we might just have to promote our Eternatus VMAX. We do have another Eternatus VMAX. And I'm just gonna use Marnie. Okay, we can evolve into Golbat so we can draw 2 more cards. What can we do to win this game? We do get an energy, which is good, so we can attack. Thank goodness for those Golbats. The drawing. Otherwise, we won't be able to attack. Yeah, I think I'll just energize. And I'm just gonna knock out this Hoopa. So at least we get 1 prize card. And we do get an energy, which is good. That will energize our other Eternatus VMAX. So what I'm thinking of doing here is, even if they deal a bunch of damage to our Eternatus VMAX, I'm just gonna retreat into Hoopa. I need to get that EXP share, so if we do get it on Hoopa, and then they knock it out, it can go to our other Eternatus VMAX, and they won't be able to knock it out. At least that's the plan. Okay, they're gonna Marnie us, which could be good actually. Which could be good. No, but we do get a Crobat, so that will draw us 3 cards. And then we can use Marnie. Yeah, if only we had Cheryl. I can fully heal our Eternatus VMAX if we need to. Because they only need 3 prize cards. If they boss orders our Eternatus VMAX, they win the game. We do get 2 Crobats, so we get to draw 6 cards. We might just get what we need. Let's see. We have energy. So I think I'm just gonna energize Hoopa, retreat, evolve into Crobat again, draw us 3 more cards. I think I'm just gonna Assault Gate for chip damage, and then we can knock it out with our Eternatus VMAX in the next turn, unless they Gust and then knocks out our Eternatus VMAX. Then it's gonna be over because they only need 3 prize cards left. They only need 3 prize cards to win. So this is a really close game for sure. They're switching for some reason, and they're gonna Marnie. They're probably hoping for an Eternatus VMAX to evolve. Will they get it? Will they get it? Dude, they hard retreat. Okay. No way. And Yveltal will not have anything to attack. So I think we should be safe. Their other Eternatus V is not energized. So once we knock out this Eternatus VMAX, let's see. Let's just use level ball first. Get our Golbat. Draw 2 more cards. This is a really close game, guys. I'm just gonna start energizing the other Eternatus just to be safe. And I'm gonna Marnie. Again, they won't be able to attack and knock out our Eternatus VMAX. So I am feeling a little bit confident as of this point. I'm just gonna Dread End here, knocking out their Eternatus VMAX. They'll have to discard one card from their bench. And we'll get 3 prize cards. We just need 2 prize cards. Ooh. There's the boss's order. So all we need to do is target either Eternatus V or Crobat V, and that will win us the game. So that's just an example there. If you do use a lot of Crobat Vs in your Eternatus VMAX deck, you do end up with a lot of liabilities. I was actually thinking of putting like Crobat VMAX to just bulk it up so they won't be able to knock it out in one hit. I guess you could do that instead of using this line of Crobat to draw cards. I guess that's another option of doing it, but you know what? That's it. We have our boss's orders, and we'll just put this. We have 1 card left in our deck, but we don't really care. We'll just boss's order this Crobat V, knock it out for 240. That will win us the game. So thank you so much for that game. Golbat and Crobat are definitely an interesting pair to combo with Eternatus VMAX. It gives you that extra drawing power almost every turn. And paired with the Crobat V's Dark Acid, you're most likely to draw the cards you need at the right time. And you have less liability to worry about in your bench because this Crobat only gives up 1 prize card. However, one of the downside to this Crobat mechanic is that it takes up extra deck space because it requires multiple stages, and because of that you may end up giving up some key cards, which ultimately downgrades consistency, speed, and even power compared to tier 1 builds. But overall, I think the best part about using Golbat and Crobat combo is that it really helps make an Eternatus VMAX deck a little more budget friendly. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to share this content, and please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.